Hi and welcome to London Bridge Bricks. This is the official LEGO Star Wars magazine and I'm going to do a review of it for you lovely people out there. Okay, so here we go then. LEGO Star Wars. And what are we? Episode 59. God, we're cracking through those numbers. And this is $5.99, which you might think it's a little bit more expensive than the usual LEGO official magazine. But of course, with this one, it's a bit of a special one because we get not only the Praetorian Guard, which is one of my favourite figs, we also get another one of my favourite figs, the Imperial Snow Trooper. Anyway, let's take a look around underneath all this. Looks like we've got a Kylo Ren there. Well, not just any old Kylo Ren there. We've got the Kylo Surprise. What's in store for the Supreme Leader? Here we go, get the comic in there, the Galactic comic. That's Captain Rex there and a Stormtrooper with a walker. And it's Escape from the Imperial Factory. Okay, sounds interesting. Let's take a look underneath this one. Okay, we get some details on their set that they're kind of focusing on this month. It's Kylo Ren's recoloured shuttle, Kylo Ren's shuttle there, and tons of epic puzzles. We've got a couple of droids there in the form of R2-D2 and of course the very lovable BB-8 as well. Okay, flipping that back. Yeah, there we go. That's the front cover. Not too much to it really, other than we get these two fine figures. So, okay, over here, page 2, we've got ourselves the Y-Wing, the A-Wing, the Millennium Falcon, and of course Kylo Ren's shuttle. And it says, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, the First Order and its supreme leader Kylo Ren are closed in on the Resistance, but the ace pilot Poe Dameron, the Jedi Rey, and their friends aren't backing down. In this issue of LEGO Star Wars magazine, you get 2 minifigures. You'll also learn all about Kylo Ren's shuttle and watch Captain Rex and Han Solo go on a mission together in one of the 2 awesome comics. Oh, that's pretty cool. So we get 2 comics in this one. That's excellent. And it says, plus, there are lots of tricky puzzles to solve, and this and much, much more awaits you in this awesome issue. Have fun, and may, of course, the Force be with you. So anyway, so let's go on to this main page. It looks very busy, but of course this is the index and it's telling you all about it. What have we got? Some stuff here that kind of sticks out. We've got the details of the poster. We've got some Rise of Skywalker stuff, and we've got puzzles, and yeah, we've got details here on page 32. Info of the elite Praetorian Guards. Now, I like them because in the movie, that particular scene where Rey and Kylo are fighting them, I've got to say that was probably one of my favourite scenes of the movie. We get all the answers on page 34, so if you ever get stuck, of course, you can always cheat and look at page 34. And we get some postcards. I'm looking forward to seeing what those are all about at the back of the magazine. Let's take a look. Puzzle here, details of the figure here. Now there's something about this figure that I've noticed. It's kind of like a combination of the battle pack and Snoke's Leia, his throne room set that came out, which I've got actually, and I do need to build. But I'll tell you a little bit more about that a little bit later. And then we go some artwork there. I always love the Lego artwork. I'm a big fan of Matt Elder and Mr. Kevin Hinkle and their artwork, and this here just kind of makes me more impressed by their stuff, and of course the art here is always pretty good. Like I always say, I'm not necessarily into the actual story itself, but I've got to say the artwork is, is brilliant, isn't it? It's absolutely spot on. I mean, page 4 here, it all kicks off and everything like that. We've got this odd combination actually. We've got old man Captain Rex here from the Clone Wars, and of course we've got the ever faithful rogue Han Solo. So yeah, and they're like in this factory and they're fighting all these stormies. And I've got to say, when I was a kid, probably all my battles and that were kind of set up a little bit like this. And you got the console there. Yeah, it all looks pretty good, doesn't it? It looks kind of quite real and everything, at least from a play point of view anyway. And we've got Princess Leia here on page 5, and so yeah, the kind of story really kicks into gear. Page 6, and what do we get here? We've got Solo and Rex there being chased by a walker. I've got some nice sort of visual going on there. Pow, 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 all this kind of stuff. They love all that Lego. We've got some Stormies here. It's realistic in the sense of being a minifigure, where you can kind of just about make out the sort of neck and the head there. Of course, in the movie, you'd never have anything like that. But yeah, this is kind of an interesting combination, putting Solo and Rex together, I think. Okay, we've got a little bit more. We've got Rex there coming up with a solution as to how they can take on this walker. Good luck with that. And of course, page 9, and we get ourselves our first puzzle. Okay, so what have we got here then? Page 9. We've got 3 Republic clone troopers, a Galactic Empire Stormy, and a First Order Stormtrooper. Nice as well. And this is kind of one of those fickle things, of course, but it's nice that they get a proper blaster. I'm not one of those stud shooters. I'm not really a fan of the stud shooters. I'd be interested to know what you boys and girls out there think as well. Do you prefer the blasters with your minifigures, or do you prefer the stud shooters? Personally, I like a blaster. As fantastical as all this is that little bit more realistic, I guess. Anyway, it's quite a nice puzzle to do, because you kind of see the troopers through the ages, kind of starting off with the clone troopers. That's that and that one, in case you didn't know. I'm sure you did though. And then of course you've got the Stormtrooper, the Galactic Empire Stormtrooper, and then of course you've got the First Order Trooper, who I think looks pretty good actually. But you can actually see how it best way to put it is kind of how the troopers have evolved, I guess. All right, okay, straight back, page 10, and we're back in the action again. And we've got Rex executing his idea, and then jumping into the walker. And then Solo coming up with some ideas as well, grabbing a blaster and blasting away himself. Yeah, like I say though, the graphics, I mean, yeah, they're really good. You can't really, there's nothing really bad about them. I really like them. Maybe if they were a bit more detailed, they'd probably write Lego on the bricks, I suppose, because they could be any sort of manufactured bricks, I suppose. But of course, we all know it's Lego, and these are Lego minifigures. You can't really go wrong with that. But yeah, I wonder if there's ever a requirement for them to do that. But I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't detract, of course. But the artwork is really good. The coloration's really good. The Stormies look good. Yeah, the artwork is fab. Love it. There we go, continuation there of the story. It's going around there. And over here we've got some page 13. We get ourselves a couple of AT-AT pilots as well, kind of thinking what they need to get up to, what they're going to do to get out of this problem, I suspect. Oh, so we've got a bit of Vader there. So something will turn up, like a supply of Darth Vader cups that we can throw at them. Yeah, okay, that's going to work. Not. And then Vader will turn up and yell at us for doing that too. So they look like this. These two kind of clowns are stuck between a kind of hard place and a rock. We've got Solo doing what he's good at there. He's hot wiring something or other. I don't know what that's going to lead to. And then we get ourselves, look at that, we've got ourselves a proper walker, proper AT-AT walker. Yeah, looking good. I like it. I love the little console there. I love those little consoles. I recently built the Slave One, and I've got to say, one of my favourite prints that come with that are the little console pieces that you get there. Oh, look at that. Yeah, looking good. Click, 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 click. They all look like they're going to be in trouble. And it goes out, there's a chance. Bye-bye, rebel scum. And then boom. What happens then? They all get ejected. And there we go. And that's what Solo was up to when he came to hot wiring his idea. He's a lad, isn't he, eh? Page 16 sees the end of the story. There we go. There's our two clowns there, our two AT-AT pilots. And look at this, look, we've got Solo and Rex in the good old U-Wing. I want to build that soon, actually. I was speaking to a couple of other YouTubers recently, and I was on a live stream with Solo Brick Builder and Rogue Runner, and I kind of said, I've got these two ships that I want to build. One of them being the U-Wing. So anyway, but the U-Wing was voted over Kylo Ren's shuttle, which is funny enough. He's later on in this magazine, but yeah, the U-Wing got the most votes, so I'm probably going to be building that quite soon. And here we go. So this looks like one of our first posters. So what have we got? So this is page 17. Oh, look at that. That looks fabulous. That is actually not a million miles away from the actual poster that they used in the movie. This looks really good. Got Kylo Ren there, or Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. We've got Rey there, the angelic Rey. All these electrical bolts and that going off in the background. Can only be one person, of course. Emperor Palpatine. And I've got to be honest, the actual main poster doesn't look a million miles different to that, which is quite interesting. But yeah, it's brilliant. Love it. So when I'm doing one of my live streams, folks, that will be up on the wall and you'll see that in the background. I love that. There's one really good thing I love these magazines for is are the posters, and quite frankly, I quite like some of the builds as well. It always attracts me to them. I wouldn't mind seeing some stickers every now and again. That would be quite cool. But yeah, I'll always take a build or a figure or something, some Lego, some tangible Lego over that any day. So here we're back to page 21 after all the posters, and we get ourselves another puzzle. Confession on Persona. So there we go, got the image there, and that image has all been scrambled up, and all we've got to do is just put it back together again. Page 22, and we get ourselves an intercepted message puzzle to work out. That was pretty good. Yeah, I'm liking this. This is quite clever, actually. You know, that's actually not an easy puzzle. You'd have to take a little bit of time to work out what letters mean what and where they are. And there we go. You got Palpatine there, not looking too happy with himself. And then of course we got the awesome Darth Vader as well. And we'll go over here. Page 23. We've got ourselves another puzzle, an R2D2 puzzle. And it also says, see if you can spot any porgs as well. Those porgs, they get everywhere, don't they? There's the old man Luke Skywalker, and funny enough, look, there's one just there, little head, and there's one there. We yet to see a porg battle pack. That could be quite fun, or it could be also obviously quite terrible as well. Page 24, page 25, and we get ourselves some Supreme Leader Kylo Ren action. What have we got to do there? This is the inspection. It goes, brr. I thought life as Supreme Leader would be easier than this. Not in a million years, Kylo Ren. Stormtroopers have left blasters all over the ship. You need to go around and collect them, inspect them. So there we go. There's the little blasters there. Again, proper blasters. None of those stud shooters. And then you just kind of go around it, find it. Again, it's not one of those, it's not quick, it's not super easy. You've got to spend sort of 10 minutes working it out or something like that. So these magazines, they're kind of good in the sense that, you know, they're not absolute quick puzzles to kind of figure out. You've got to spend 5 or 10 minutes kind of figuring it out, I suppose. Anyway, here we go. So here's kind of the featured set, and it's a pretty good set as well. It says content, you get 6 minifigures. Weapons wise, you get lightsabers, blaster pistol, blaster rifle, blasters, an axe and a club. Well, that's obviously going to be for these two bad boys over here. There's 2 Knights of Rens that you get. There's quite a sizable one as well, 35 centimeters high. This is obviously Kylo Ren's shuttle. This is the version 2 that came out just before the movie came out as well. Originally, when they did it for the first movie, they got the color wrong. It was grey. And they're probably, I mean, it's been spoke about a billion times. It most probably wasn't Lego's fault or anything like that. It's just at the last minute, LucasArts, Disney Plus, you know, all them, they probably just changed it at the last minute to black, which is, you know, it wasn't necessarily a bad thing, but probably Lego obviously sent out something that was the absolute wrong colour. But yeah, this is another one that I'm really, really eager to build. Yeah, I mean, it was great, didn't it? There's the Resistance A-Wing. I built that probably a couple of speed builds ago, and there's honestly, folks, it is a really good ship. The Y-Wing, the kind of Resistance Y-Wing. It's a nice interpretation of what is, you know, a classic Rebel ship. There we go. Our Supreme Leader Kylo Ren comes with some great figures. You've got this absolute awesome Sith trooper here as well. I do wonder, do we still call them Sith Troopers? Because at the time, everyone was calling them Sith Troopers, which is fine. But of course, since the movie came out, they were kind of regarded as the Last Order. So are they really Last Order troopers? Let me know in the comments below what you think about that. Here, of course, we get a really cool looking weapon as well. And then over here, We get a kind of standard first order stormtrooper, but it's kind of just thrown in there really just to make up the numbers. I would have much rather have had another Sith trooper, to be honest, or even better, another one of the Knights of Ren. So yeah, this is really nice. Now what this doesn't tell you, and I'll come back to those two in just a tick, what this doesn't tell you is what the set is actually called. It tells you all about the set. It even tells you it's got 1,005 Lego pieces, which is fabulous. It doesn't actually tell you what the set number is. But anyway, just so you, if you need to know, it's set number 75256 off the top of my head. And it's just a lovely look. I mean, look at it, it's black. It's got these red accents on them as well, the trans red as well. And there's just something perfectly balanced in colour about it. And of course, mix that with the Sith Troopers, the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, the Excellent General Pride, and you get these two Knights of Rens, of course. One of them's called Aplek, and the other one is called Usher as well. Again, not to get too contentious about the movie, but I think they could have done a lot more with the Knights of Ren, to be honest. They were kind of there, they look good, but they, a bit like Phasma, really didn't add too much to it. I'm glad they were there anyway, and I'd love to know a little bit more about the backstory of them, but yeah, there wasn't really too much tangibility in their characterization in it. But hey, that's just one of the things, that's just the way that went. But there was a lot of positives to be taken out of the last 3 Star Wars movies, that's for sure. I liked a lot of them. One of them being these bad boys as well, the Praetorian Guards. I absolutely loved these. I loved the scene that they were in. I thought they looked fantastic. It's an updated version of a Imperial Royal Guard. And yeah, and here we get another puzzle. And this here tells you a little bit about the figure that you get with it as well. But like I say, when I'm gonna, after I've looked at the magazine, I'll look at the figures as well and tell you a little bit about these, because these are a bit of a combo. The weapon, I think, is from Supreme Leader Soak's set, and I think the actual figure himself is from the battle pack. It's one way or the other, I'm sure of it. So anyway, kicking off, page 29, and we get ourselves another comic strip, albeit it's going to be quite a short one, because right at the end of the magazine, we've got the Praetorian Guards here, and okay, we've got Kylo not looking too happy here. What does he say there? He says, they've come to overthrow me again, but I can't have that, because these Praetorian Guards were notorious for guarding Snoke in his throne room. And there we go. All they were doing is setting up a happy birthday surprise as well, because even supreme evil leaders need to celebrate their birthday parties. And there we go. So here we go. This is perfect. This is actually what I was getting at here. So here we go. We've got the figures that come with the battle pack set, which I love actually. I bought about 4 of these because I probably got about. I started collecting these figures just to mass them up. A lot of people mass up armies of stormtroopers and Mandalorians and stuff like that, which I think is absolutely fabulous. But I decided to go down the route of the Praetorian Guards, and I've probably got about 30 of these, so I need to put them on a big base plate and kind of show them off and stuff like that. But the figure that we get with this set is a combination of what you get in Snoke's layer and what you get from his throne room, I should say, and what you get in the battle pack here. So you get a combination of it, because with the Snoke's set, you get them wearing these kind of these kind of skirt bottom leg sections, whereas in the battle pack they're wearing just their normal kind of leg attire, if you like. But yeah, it's a good idea to kind of get both sets. It really does add and enhance more the set, because with the problem, the only issue I had with Snoke's throne room is that it didn't come with enough Praetorian Guards. I think the set overall was all right actually, which is why I bought it. But of course, I like many Lego YouTubers, you buy loads of Lego, you don't necessarily build it though. So maybe let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see Snoke's throne room set put together. And anyway, check back as well, because I've done a speed build on building the battle pack as well, and it's great. I love the battle packs from Lego, and some of those we've had recently are really good. Over here we've got it's just an advert really. It's just build with the Jedi, and here we go. There's the Millennium Falcon, the more updated version, where you don't get the slices, the gaps in it. Again, another ship I need to build at some point. Get the Excellent Resistance A-Wing. Of course, I built the classic UCS A-Wing recently. That's a fantastic set. Built that with a load of other cool YouTubers as well. Do check back on that. And here we go. We get this, and this is another strange one. We get this fantastic Y-Wing, but in the movie, I don't ever remember seeing that droid. But anyway, we get a great pilot with it as well. Zora Bliss, she's fantastic. We've got Dio down here. He's come back as a real big buildable figure recently. BB-8, we've got the excellent Finn. It's one of my favourite versions of Finn. The ever-present Chewbacca, and of course, the light that is Rey. Ray of light. I really thought about that one before. Okay, over this side then, we get ourselves some details on the next magazine. We've got Vader's Mission. That looks like a cool comic. Liking that. Love anything to do with Darth Vader. And it looks like instead of getting a minifigure, we're going to get a buildable A-Wing, which I've got to say, after building the UCS A-Wing, this is a welcome surprise. There's all the answers there. And then we're finishing off over here with some cool postcards to send to your friends, which, to be honest, in the kind of condition the world is in at the moment, the state the world is in, it's not necessarily a bad thing at all. We get Ray over here. This is, again, just really lovely artwork as well. We've got Dio, BB-8. BB-8 looking a little bit like he needs to be washed there. Needs a jet wash or something like that. We've got Finn there with his bag and his excellent uniform. I loved it. We've got proper blaster there. We've got Ray. We've got Chewie there with a proper crossbow as well. But yeah, these guys look absolutely fantastic, don't they? So, after all that, the big burning question is, do we build the red one first, or do we build the white one first? So anyway, let's find out. Here we go then. I've gone for the red one, the Elite Praetorian Guard, or at least one of the 8 that would normally be protecting Snoke in his throne room. But yeah, as you can see, they're a really cool looking figure. I really, really like these a lot, and that's kind of why I decided to mass up on some of these and have my own little kind of squad or army. I really like them. You get these in 2 different play sets. One, of course, being the battle pack itself. That's set number 75225. But one of the main ones though, which is the bigger set, but you only get 2 in that, is Snoke's Throne Room, which is set number 75216. That's a really cool set, but the guards are a little bit on the different side. For example, with the battle pack set, you get just the normal looking regular legs, but on the throne set, you get them wearing robes, and it looks good. I really like it, and I like the difference in it. And I also like the figure that you get with the battle pack, where the helmet's different and it's kind of got a flat head on it. I think that's probably my favourite one actually out of them. But this one, he's a really cool figure. But you get this weapon with it as well, and this is the combination of the 2. You see, the figure you're getting the battle pack, and he is a fine looking figure. I'll come back to that in a sec. But the actual weapon, you'll only get from Snoke's Throne Room. So it's a bit of a combination of the 2. And it's a good combination as well. I mean, when you think this is a good looking figure, I think it's really good value, and I'm like super, super happy that it came with this. So you can see it really shows up the detail of his armor like really well. It's kind of this scarlet looking red. And it's kind of, like I said before, it's a modern day version of the Intergalactic Empire Royal Guard. I really like these, and like I said before as well, they are amongst my favourite scene from the movie that these were depicted from. I think it's really cool. The armour itself is a high-tech onion skin of laminate, and according to Star Wars Visual Guide, it creates a magnetic field around the armour that can deflect blaster bolts and glances, even from a lightsaber. But yeah, it was they're pretty cool. I like them. The shoulder pads is a bit 1980s for me, but I think the print looks really well done. It's like I say, you kind of get that onion effect just looking there. You can kind of see the different multiple layers, and obviously in the actual shoulder pads themselves, you get it's really well done, and the helmet is brilliant. You know, like Lego always does with quite a lot of the Rebel pilot helmets and the Stormtroopers and all that lot. Lego, if there's one thing Lego are always consistently brilliant at, it's helmets for the Star Wars figures. Interestingly, he doesn't come with a face. Instead, he comes with this, which I actually quite like, actually. It's just a red head. Nothing too special about that. Obviously, there's no alternative face or anything like that. He is simply a red head. And at the front here, you get to see all the darkened areas and the shadow areas, kind of outlining all the armour. And it's nice to get that as well on the hips and, of course, on the legs, which is really nice. So yeah, I think out of the two, I think he's going to always be my favourite figure. That said, I am a big Snowtrooper fan as well. So let's go and take a look at him as well. So here he is then, the Snowtrooper. So he's the modern day version of the Snowtrooper with his kind of smaller, slanted kind of goggles set out there in his helmet. This is a really cool figure. And I actually collected quite a few of these when I was building the Razornikov custom AT-AT, which is a brilliant set. So do check that out if you want to take a look at that custom build that I did. It was 2,500 pieces. And like I've said before, if you watch me on a stream, notoriously, it'll be somewhere there in the background because it's a big one to say the least. That's actually built upon the standard Lego AT-AT, but it's just a larger version of it. But it's a really cool set, and if you ever fancy doing a custom AT-AT, I would definitely recommend the Razornikov one. So anyway, back to the figure. So he comes with a 1x1 tile for his backpack, which I've got to say is lovely and detailed. You got that nice little bit of silver there. It kind of just catches the light. If I take it around there, will that catch it in time? Yeah, maybe just a little bit there. But it's a really nice little detailed tile. You get some nice printing there on the back of his torso. You don't get nothing on the back of his legs. In front of his legs, you get nothing at all either. So nothing on the front of the legs, nothing on the back of the legs, but you get a fine print on the chest plate, which over the years hasn't really changed that much, to be honest. But you know, they did it well first time round, so why change something that isn't broken? I think the helmet, again, like the Praetorian Guard, Lego always seem to get this right. I think he's very cool looking, and he's from one of my favourite battle scenes ever in the saga of Star Wars. But anyway, as per normal, as always, Jang, look away if you happen to be watching. He comes with the notorious angry clone trooper. Why they do it, I don't know, but they do it anyway, Lego, so it's just a thing, I suppose. But yeah, looking around it, it's got no alternative print on the back of his head, so there's nothing kind of too special there. He's a pretty standard looking Snowtrooper with his grey gloves and grey hip area. But yeah, he's a fine addition to my collection anyway, because I do love a Snowtrooper. I don't know how many of these I've actually got now, but I've got some other Hoth scenes and stuff like that as well, like the Hoth Wampa, and yeah, I don't know, I just love everything to do with Hoth, really. I'm a bit of a sucker for it, if I'm honest. So yeah, another reason to buy this magazine. So something I do like about this figure as well is that it came with the blaster instead of the stud shooter, and there we go, that's it there. And they're pretty cool looking. They're fine, I think. Much prefer these over a stud shooter any day. I just think the stud shooter kind of just makes it a little bit more caricature. I don't know, it's just a bit unnecessary. And I've heard it said before, actually, if Lego does a set And if Lego happens to bring out a battle pack and they give you a whole, bag full of stud shooters, why don't they just throw in a couple of blasters as well? It can't be that costly to do, surely. But anyway, that's my thoughts on that. That's my thoughts on the snowtrooper. He's pretty cool. For a snowtrooper, he's absolutely fine. I just think overall, out of the two figures, I think the Praetorian Guard just gets it. I just like that. The fact that he's red and he's a Praetorian Guard. I just think they're pretty cool. I also think the snowtroopers are cool, but I just think the Praetorian just beats him. And I think overall, I think the Praetorian Guards are probably the Ferraris of the First Order figures. But so yeah, that's my thoughts on the figures. Let me know your thoughts, of course, in the comments below. So that was our look at the most recent official LEGO Star Wars magazine. I hope you enjoyed this quick look inside what they have to offer in terms of content and of course builds. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and feelings are on these magazines. Do you like the games, puzzles and craft elements, and do those free figures spark your interest in these magazines? Don't forget, for up-to-date news on London Bridge Bricks, please follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And if you like this video and what we do around here, why not hop on and subscribe and become a part of the LBB family. Thank you as always for tuning in, and we'll leave you now with some videos that I think you might like.